Warning, this podcast contains the feels.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 3. Fuck you! Thank you. I'm Clio, and with me I have John.
Hello, boys.
Oh, hi, John.
Dom.
Hi, I'm back from Vampire Land.
Yay!
Hey, you made it to Alexandria. Good for you.
I did. I got here just in time.
Did you get the pasta maker yet?
No, I don't think she's ever gonna receive her pasta maker either.
She's quite dead.
Yeah.
And no one cared.
Nope.
Oh. I think it's arguable that Carol cared.
I mean, no one in the world, in the real world, cared.
Oh, in our world. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta start with it.
It? What is it?
There's no way to not start with it.
I don't wanna.
I don't either, but Glenn
Oh.
may or may not be zombie food. I don't see a way he's not zombie food.
You
don't
think
see a way.
he's dead?
Or he's a walker. And I don't want that either.
I don't think he's a
No
walker.
scenario I'm thinking of do I want. None of it.
None.
Oh,
None of it.
Guys, you got it wrong. Goku showed up at the last minute
You're
and
obsessed
blew
with
up
this.
all the zombies with his suit. And they used the Dragon Balls to wish him back.
Yeah. I don't know. I watched the Talking Dead and everything afterwards, and it was so somber, and I was just like, this can't be real. So I had to go back and I had to watch it again, and I watched it again, and again, and I rewound it 2 more times. I watched it a grand total of 5 times. Glenn's death, and I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. And it became more apparent the more times I watched it, and it was just the way they fell. What was his name?
Nick.
Nicholas.
You mean fuckhead?
Yeah. The way when he
Couldn't die properly.
when he shot himself and they were falling, Glenn was hugging him. They fell together off of the dumpster in an embrace. So when they landed, and we're seeing Glenn on the ground with his head, that means the other guy is on top of him. So when you see them ripping through and grabbing intestines and pulling them out, those aren't Glenn's intestines. They're not. There's no way that they are.
And he was just screaming because he's scared.
He's screaming, he's scared, there's all these zombies on top of him, and then he's gonna pass out of, whatever. So when you see him get all woozy and just go back, that's him. Shock set in, and he just fucking passed out. Like,
He did hit the ground pretty hard.
He did. He definitely did. And he fell from a good height. Like, I've fallen off my bike before, right? I haven't had like a serious injury, whatever, but I fell off my bike, and I shell shocked for a minute. I'm like, whoa, and then I passed out, and it was just from the impact and everything, like the traumatic experience of it all, going, and I blacked out for a minute. It wasn't very long. It was maybe a minute. I guess that is kind of long, but I got back up. I didn't hit my head. Like, I didn't. There was no bruising to my head or anything like that. It wasn't like, I didn't have a concussion or anything like that. It was just the traumatic experience, and I was fine. But I see that happening with Glenn, and I see him waking up, and the only place for him to go, he's gonna scurry under that dumpster.
Because they did have an overhead shot of the dumpster as they panned out, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So maybe he's okay.
I mean, the overhead shot that they showed was just a zombie horde on top of them.
A pile.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he wasn't on the Talking Dead, and why would he not be if he was dead? You know, that seems crazy for a major character who dies to not be.
Well, they said that he's going to have more scenes, whether they're flashback or not. Remains to be seen. I felt at the end the numbness I felt after Tyrese's death, where they've sort of given him all of this subtle attention in this episode. Like, you don't realize what they're doing is giving Glenn attention, but they did. Like, he called Rick dumbass,
which is great.
We see the watch, the connection of David and Betsy to Glenn and Maggie. Like, all that's indirect attention they've given to Glenn about his life and his role in the show. And to then do all of that to have him live?
That's high five worthy trolling.
It
is. It's trolling. And that, to me, I'm going to be mad. Like, if... I hate to say that if he's alive, I'm going to be mad. Because I don't want you to take that the wrong way. I don't want anyone to take that the wrong way. No, we don't. I don't believe myself. But I'm going to be mad because I would feel tricked.
Well, it'll be funny to see Chris Hardwick's reaction, because he'll just be like, okay, fuck you.
I seriously will expect him to flip a table.
I think they're going to prolong it, though, because they want to hit you in the feels, right? That was the intention. That's 100. They want to make you feel like nobody is safe, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they mentioned on Talking Dead, Lori died in what, episode 4 of 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
You know, so like Lori was kind of a major character. Not maybe a majorly liked character, but she was still a major character, you know, at the time. But Glenn, I feel like there needs to be more respect for the way he goes out. So, I feel like though all this was set up very well to make it appear like Glenn is dead and they threw all these little subtleties at you, I think it was done intentionally to throw you off. And when the payoff is going to be much better when he makes it out of it and everything. You're gonna see that, and you're gonna care for it. It's gonna be heart-wrenching and, you know, emotional and yada yada yada. But I think they're gonna prolong it. I think we're gonna end up starting next episode with a flashback or something to make it even longer, to make you even think more that he's dead, to like convince it, like a flashback of Glenn and Maggie and things that they said to each other, and then all of a sudden, you know, maybe the episode will end with Glenn, like, you know, stirring, or maybe, you know, they'll do something even worse and have like the horde of zombies vacate the dumpster area and you just see the bloody corpse and body parts everywhere, you know, whatever. And you think Glenn is still dead. Maybe, you know, his hat. Did he have his hat? Maybe his hat on the ground. You know, no, his hat wasn't there.
He might have the only thing he could have had was maybe the pocket watch.
Yeah. Maybe see the pocket watch on the ground, you know, or something. But I think he made it. I'm almost positive he's okay.
He, you know, I was just thinking of this, like, it could be a good thing that you know, he is dead, or even if he is really dead, like, it'll be a good plot thing, because then, like, I'm sure Maggie's gonna want to go looking for him, because they don't have a body, so no one in, you know, as far as anyone in town knows, like, they don't know. You know, they can assume, like, you know, Michonne and them can assume that he didn't make it, but...
And I'm sure from how Rick was reacting, I'm sure Rick assumes he's dead.
Probably. Yeah.
Since he's not answering, and
Rick, you know,
doesn't not answer.
Compounded by the fact that, you know, he found baby food in the guy's pocket.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that too.
So Rick's not doing good either about it.
I mean, Rick, though...
Rick's in a tough spot.
He is. Like, that cut.
The horde is coming from both sides.
Yeah, but that cut on his hand, too.
Yeah.
That's not good.
You gonna get one-armed Rick?
Isn't that the way the comics are going?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
He's half a pirate.
Who really cares?
Who gives a shit? You all know.
It's on the fucking cover of the Walking Dead comic book. Is Rick with one arm?
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know and you exclusively watch the TV show, you need to be watching the comics. You need to be reading the comics.
You can just watch them from afar. Just stack them up in the corner and just like...
Just make sure they don't go anywhere.
All right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the hell, what kind of Deus Ex Machina he's going to use to get the fuck out of that situation.
But
Again, Goku, Dragon Balls, he'll be fine. So
I think he's just gonna wait it out. He doesn't really have a choice.
But I also think that this isn't the show to do Deus Ex Machinas.
No, God, no. It's not going to be like a helicopter airlift.
No.
That's not happening.
I mean, the engines sound like it wanted to turn over at one point, but it didn't. And he's not going to keep trying with the zombie horde there.
No.
Especially if they don't stop to realize he's there, because he's just, as of right now, another piece of scenery. So they're just going to continue to walk by him.
Yeah.
If he stays quiet, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I expected him to pull a Dale and just get up on the roof with a rifle. Start picking him off.
That wouldn't be worth it.
I know. I'm just saying. I imagined it in my head, and it looked
Can't
cool.
he like just set fire to one zombie, and then have that zombie like burn, and then the zombies are attracted to fire, so they walk into it and they burn, and then more walk in and they burn, and it's just they all die.
He's at the crossroads in a forest.
So
the forest will catch on fire. His friends are still in the forest.
Smokey the Bear is in here to save them.
Yeah, and only Rick can prevent forest fires.
And we know that like fire doesn't kill walkers right away or at all, really.
Yeah.
You know, it'll char their muscles. You know, it'll break their muscles down to the point where they can't move anymore, but it doesn't really kill them. Because we saw that one on the wall in Alexandria that was just like still on fire and just like
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Daryl, when he burned that house down last season, there was no regard for the forest nearby. They were in the middle of the forest.
That's true, but
they were
very drunk.
They
were drinking moonshine all night.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know how Rick's gonna get out of that. It's gonna be interesting. Especially since Daryl turned back.
But that brings me back to Glenn again. Just like that whole scene with Daryl and Beth, you know, and like when Beth died, she had the season, you know, the mid-season finale. You know, they gave her a big episode to go out on, and she was a very important character, but she's not at Glenn status, you know, with lovable characters. She was a likable character. A lot of people loved her character or whatever, but she's not Glenn status. And for Glenn to go out like that, there's no way.
But I think the point I was trying to make before was it like an emotional encapsulation. I kind of felt that. I don't know if you know what I mean. Because that was definitely something I felt after Tyrese.
Yeah.
It was almost like an unfair death. Because Tyrese's death didn't really feel that fair, you know? No. Neither did Beth's. Beth's, like, we kind of got, like, she kind of got robbed from us, like, especially Beth. Like, she just was, like...
She did, but it was still her doing.
Yeah,
She's still at fault for it, you know? So that was still a justifiable death.
But you can say that same thing about Glenn, because he put his trust in this dude. He tried to give him another chance. How many times has Glenn done that? Glenn's been this moral center, and we always say the moral center doesn't last. And Glenn's lasted a really fucking long time.
Yeah. But Negan has to kill him.
Yeah.
He that look, Clio. No, he can't die to Nicholas being an idiot and shooting himself into a horde of zombies. He needs to die to Negan with the baseball bat.
But no, you see, that's never gonna happen because Robert Kirkman made a joke about that.
He did.
He made a joke about that.
On At Midnight.
I know. I was there. I watched
That's the thing that they're never gonna do.
I think... I don't know. You know, we always think like these certain characters have targets on their heads in certain seasons. And, you know, it looks like certain sequences of events are happening. But, I mean, it depends on where the Wolves go. It depends on how far we get with the Wolves this half season, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if we don't get that far with the Wolves, then, like, it's just... Because it looks like next episode might be a flashback for Morgan.
Yeah. There was actually an interview with Norman Reedus, the interview was right around the time that this script was released to the cast and stuff like that. When Norman was asked, out of all the characters on The Walking Dead, who do you wish was still alive? And
He said Glenn.
He said Glenn. And the whole cast went, and they all like looked at him. So, I mean, they really made it seem like that, but he could have been referring to the comic books, not necessarily the TV show, and, there's a lot of things. And plus, at that point, they haven't read the whole script, because they don't know everything that's going to happen this season. They get the scripts as they go.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. If they don't do it right, I'm going to be an angry...
When have they ever done it wrong? And don't tell me the governor.
Well, I mean, I was going to say never, but you just kind of,
answered your own question.
Gave me the answer.
No, because that's not the answer, because the governor was perfect. But I'm not going into that.
You better not. So,
I don't mean the
Michonne.
character. I meant the redemption story, and I liked his arc.
I know what... Yeah, no.
I liked the arc. I thought it was brilliant. But anyway.
He's gone.
I know. He is gone.
Michonne.
He's only gone so Negan could come.
Michonne is a person.
Michonne is a person that I'd like to talk about now. So Rick's like, yeah, you know what? Well, and that's another thing, because... And let's just talk about Michonne.
No, I need to know the other thing. You can't leave me, wondering forever.
Because Rick said to Michonne and to Glenn, they're not going to make it. The Alexandrians, the less experienced, they're not going to make it.
Right.
And yeah, okay, most of them didn't
Not really
make it.
wrong.
Not really wrong. Most of them didn't make it. But Glenn not making it means a little more with that line. Because there's no doubt in Rick's mind that his people are going to live.
Oh, yeah.
And if they don't, then, I mean, Rick's going to own up that he's not always right.
No, exactly. And I think that's going to be part of the story, too, is Glenn's not... Like, if Glenn is alive, right, he's not going to be able to get out of there quickly, right? And if they do go looking for him, all they know is he went to the feed place to blow it up.
Yeah.
The feed place was already blown up, so they're going to think, oh, he went somewhere else. And they're not necessarily going to go check down a dead-end alley, you know? So...
Oh, my home.
So if there is a horde of zombies down there... So it's going to take a while for Glenn. He's got to wait for them to disperse. He's going to be on his own for quite a while, and he's not going to be able to get back right away. Then it's whatever's going on at Alexandria, right? That this place, it's not safe, right? They might leave. If they leave, Glenn's going to be separated from the group. It's going to take time for him to come back. So we may not get the answer to Glenn's story immediately. And we're going to see the characters in Alexandria continue on, going off the notion that Glenn didn't make it, and, and all this stuff. And then we're going to go back at some point and get a flashback episode of Glenn, how he struggled. It'll be like that, like one episode focused around Glenn, like his struggle through this time, and as time passed, and then, him reconnecting with them.
Well, I just don't want to see Maggie right now.
No.
I really don't.
It's, we've already seen that twice.
Is she pregnant?
It's gonna be worse. No.
I keep thinking she is.
Yeah.
It's bothering me.
Yeah.
Not that anyone's known or said or
right.
exposed.
I
Or...
feel like she is. And I feel like this would be the perfect time to announce it, too.
But, that's what's bothering... Because I don't know why. I don't know if you felt the same way. But I kept getting that weird feeling like, is she pregnant?
Yeah.
Just the way they've been talking with her and handling...
Yeah, exactly.
You stay here, you'll protect her, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just... I keep getting this weird feeling like he's just, digging around for another pregnancy test.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I definitely... That's why I had to ask, because I was like, I don't know if I missed something, because, I've been trying to keep up with The Walking Dead as much as I can, but I haven't been as religious as I have in the last seasons, because, I film another show at the time that we do this podcast, so, this show's kind of on the back burner for me, but when I watched this show and I saw that, I was like, I have to make time. I have to be on this show. I cannot not be here for this. It's such an important show, you know, and I don't think I'll be able to swing the "I told you so" episode, but you know, if and when that episode happens, I told you so. But okay,
we have it on record.
Yep. Clio hates me right now.
I guess we should probably still talk about Michonne,
Yeah.
huh?
She has a sword, right?
Yeah.
She's pretty good with it.
Yeah.
Very good with it.
Man, her and Heath.
Oh my goodness, yes. Well, he was being a little Mr. Passive Aggressive, because he heard Rick say, you know, if they fall behind, leave them.
Mm-hmm.
And Heath is like, we don't leave people behind. And Heath, I mean, Heath's been out on runs. He's been one of the most active of the Alexandrian.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think Michonne wanted to put him down or anything like that. But she's like, no, you don't. You get the world, but you don't get what we've had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what we know.
Yeah, when you get so much blood, you don't know if it's yours or the walkers or your friends, and she really got into it.
Yeah. While she was trying to whisper.
Yeah.
Kind of half yelling.
She whisper screamed. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, most of Michonne's
mannerisms?
Quality of voice
she speaks in a harsh whisper.
Yeah. Well, most of her quality of her voice is like that.
Unless she's holding a baby, and then she's like, ah!
No, then she's like,
No, she's over
feeling. No, I know. She had a...
Yeah.
Her and Judith had moments.
Had a little thing.
Anyway.
But
where's Judith been? Where is Judith right now?
In the house.
Upstairs waiting for the casserole to finish.
Oh.
Casserole's done, man.
Yeah.
Was she in the closet?
No, they had her upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she was just in her room.
Yeah, she was just in her room because they had the baby monitor.
Yeah.
They were looking at her upstairs.
I hope she's still there.
I don't see why she wouldn't still be there and why, because Carl checked on her.
Yeah.
Everything was over,
But
so.
Those wolves are tricksy. They
Tricksy
come in through
wolves.
windows.
Well, one of the assholes stole baby food, so, I mean...
Why, though?
Because it's food!
The only reason that was stolen was for the significance for Rick.
Yeah. I mean, that was a plot device for Rick, but,
Of course.
for their justification, they're barbaric idiots. I can put this in my mouth.
Well, yeah,
No.
but even so, like, how picky are you going to be during the zombie apocalypse? Like, food's
Yeah,
going to be running
Yeah.
low anyway.
Yoink.
Well, I mean, the
whatever.
thing is also baby food doesn't have the nutrients adult needs.
No, but
But
you're also not looking to meet your full nutrient, calorie intake, and,
No.
all that
And
stuff
also-
in a zombie apocalypse. You're just looking for something to put in your stomach to stop the hunger pains. That's it.
Yeah. Like, do we expect him to know that? No.
No.
He's carrying a hatchet most of his life. Right.
You could probably get away with eating leaves off of trees for a while, too.
I don't think you could digest that.
You can, just not well.
Won't digest it well.
But Heath was definitely like trying to be. I get it. I know. Don't leave us behind.
Me? I'm the professionalist. Mm-hmm. Miss Sword Lady.
He definitely learned that the hard way, though.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her little talk to David.
Yeah. 'Cause, something interesting was John was saying she looks almost scared talking to David
Mm-hmm.
when he had the bite. And I was like, yeah, because she's talking to a dead man.
Yeah, I'm surprised knowing the way that, they are, that they didn't just put him down. And I think part of it had to do with that speech that she just got through giving.
I hate to say it, he wasn't crippled.
No.
You know, like, he was still a good body.
Yeah.
He could fight for at least the time that he had left. So I think that was why. Because, it wasn't like he got piled on and his neck got ripped open and he was bleeding out. Like, he was bleeding from the shoulder, but,
Yeah.
he could
They
take that for a
had
while.
to put Carter down. They had to put the guy whose throat got ripped out. They had to put him.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you guys do in the zombie apocalypse? Like, if you got bit, right, and you knew that was it, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just go then, or do you want to wait till you get turned?
Well, I don't think it was about waiting to get turned. I think it was about waiting to get back home and say goodbye to his wife.
Right. No, I get that for him. But I'm saying, let's say you're with whoever, is significant enough to you. Like, would you want to just end it? Or do you want to wait until you can't go anymore?
If I was still able to be useful to them,
yeah,
I would want to try to be useful to them. But, like, once my use was over, you could just put a bullet in me. I don't fucking care. Like, at that point.
Yeah. I think I'd probably want to go out like Bob.
Yeah, relaxed in a church.
Yeah. Chilling.
Missing a leg.
Saying bye to people. And then,
I mean, I would just drive a truck straight into a horde of zombies and try to take out as many as I can.
I imagine you leaning out the window with a lasso and like, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly how I would go.
Yes, Ace Face, that's it.
I would be blasting AC/DC Highway to Hell, just plowing over zombies in a semi into like that giant horde that's coming, with the back end of the semi on fire.
Yes. It's gonna be a good night.
It's spray painted like Optimus Prime.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's who could help. Optimus. They don't need Goku.
Middle of the season, my prediction: the Autobots fall to Earth.
No, that camper is
Take care of the zombies.
The camper's actually Ironhide. The camper's Ironhide.
I would love for the series to end with a cure.
The band or?
Yes.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
No, the actual cure. The cure to the zombie thing. Like, nothing that can reverse, so far gone, but for the people that are alive, to take it out of their system.
Yeah.
I've actually thought of that, because, like, let's say they did rebuild the world and everything was back to normal. They'd still have to, like, change the way, like, funerals and stuff, like, death things. It's like, you'd have to, all right, well, standard procedure now is patient dies.
Stab him in the head.
Or use the cattle gun like they did in Fear the Walking Dead or something like that. But, like, that would just have to become, like, standard medical.
They would have to wipe out the whole horde zombie population first.
Yeah.
That would be the first procedural, and then after that, make sure everybody is cured, and then restart civilization. Which, oh my god, that could be an entire show in itself.
Yeah.
Geopolitical landscape of the zombie apocalypse.
Like post The Walking Dead, like,
But I think a big point of this world is that it's over. Like, you're fighting to stay alive, but...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the odds are insurmountable. Where is the minds and the facilities to do something like make a cure? It's not there.
Eugene, he totally...
Yeah.
We just gotta get him to DC.
Eugene and what's her name? Eugene and
Is her name Nancy?
No.
But
Eugene and
Dr. Lady.
I don't remember. But I mean at this stage
Denise.
Out in the world, yes, there's not scientists running around hiding and stuff like that. But that's not to say that there's not like a secret base where, like, for example, I'm not saying that that's where they are, but Area 51, this very secure, isolated base, that has research and development and stuff like that, and, government funded, they're taken care of kind of thing. That's not to say that there's not something like that still out there.
There's not to say that there isn't a vague yet menacing government agency.
Or the lizard government bunkers.
Lizard government.
Strewn about the desert.
So, I mean, it's.
Well,
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for a cure, and that's not even to say that a cure didn't exist. We don't even know how the virus started in the first place. There could have been a cure when the thing started, and it never got out, Yeah.
We're never gonna know.
No. I won't say we're never gonna know. I think by the end of the series, we'll have an idea of how it started.
Oh, yeah. But we're never going to see how it started.
Like a butterfly landed in, like, a toxic waste dump and then pissed in a flower, and then the bee took the flower and made some bad honey, and then the bears ate the honey, and then a bear ate a human, and the human turned to a zombie.
And the bear caught a fish, and the fish got away.
Yeah.
In the tree, in the hole in the ground.
Hole in the bottom of the sea.
Ooh, the bird ate the spider who wriggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. Swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly.
Hickory dickory dock.
I don't remember what I was trying to say.
3 blind mice.
I mean, look, it could be that stupid.
It could.
Like,
it could, but I also think that God, I had something really profound. Fucking.
Did you?
I did before we started. Right?
It's because you cut off their tails with a carving knife.
Yeah, stop.
You're not across the internet now. I can tickle you.
Damn it. Was it actually about the show or about them fighting?
It was actually about the show.
Oh.
With the show itself, or the cure, or
the world of the
scientists?
Area 51.
Government.
It doesn't actually matter.
Lizard people.
Probably wasn't as profound as I thought it in my head.
Okay.
But David, I want to talk about David because on The Talking Dead, they were saying how they didn't care about David. They only cared about David when they saw the correlation between him and Glenn.
Mm.
And I
cared about David.
I cared about David. Yeah, as soon as they said that, I was like, no, I liked David. It was sad.
Yeah.
Man the fuck up.
He did. Like... And that's, I think, the quality that Rick doesn't quite see in the Alexandrians, but it's there.
Well, like, some of them.
Yeah, some of them. Some of them run away, like
Sturgis.
Dipshit with the hat.
Or his name,
Sturgis, yeah.
Or the guy who gets his throat ripped out. That guy, though. Side note. He talked shit, and he got hit. He got bit. That's it. He talked shit and he got bit. And I think that's the theme of this season. Talk shit, get bit.
I don't know about this season, but this episode, it definitely was the theme.
Definitely. Well, no, because that happened with last episode, or 2 episodes ago with Carter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Talk shit, got bit. I mean...
Talk shit, got bit. Can we get that t-shirt, please?
I want it. But, because I said that while we were watching the episode. I was like, whoa, he talked shit and got bit.
And Sturgis fucking shot that guy in the leg.
What an
asshole. You ruined everything.
Then they found him. I was just like, back away. Back up.
Glenn's like, stop staring. Maybe stop staring.
Maybe stop. But yes, I really like David, and that's something that Rick doesn't see that the Alexandrians can have. That Michonne definitely sees. Glenn definitely sees.
It's like in Darkest Dungeon when the madness hits the full meter. Sometimes your hero gains resolve, and sometimes your hero goes fucking crazy and starts shouting crazy things and like, we're all dead!
Can we have a Walking Dead version of...
Can we just name characters after Darkest
Yeah.
But what was up with Daryl, though?
Oh, Daryl got scared. He was scared Daryl is a cowboy, and if he's not gunslinging, he feels antsy.
When he heard everything that was going down with Rick... He turned around and went back.
Yeah.
Well, because he knew, like, if something happened to Rick, they had to finish this part of the gig, or it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Because the way Daryl revved up the engine, I thought he was powering back to Rick.
Yeah.
I was hoping so, because that would have helped a lot.
I don't know. He would have been revving right into the middle of the horde instead of the front of the horde.
Led the horde away, maybe. Like if he came, because Rick was facing, going down the road. So if he came up the road, spun around real quick.
Yeah, rev
that. I think if he ran into that horde, it would not have ended well for him.
No, well, because Rick's intention was to get that van started and rally the horde that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't have possibly gone in the same direction because Daryl just made it back in time before that intersection was merged. So. Yeah. I don't know if Rick would have made it.
No, Rick probably wouldn't have made it.
Probably not, but...
And who knows what would have happened if he he met up with them while the horde was already down that road. That would have been terrible.
Yep. I mean, And it's like what happens now, because it's not only Rick. Like, Rick's caught in the middle of the wave, but like if Rick is just quiet and rides it out, like he'll be okay. But that horde is going to Alexandria.
Is that the portion of the horde still headed towards the Alexandria?
I believe it is.
Oh, okay.
Because they just pick a direction. Like, once they start going east, they don't really stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem.
Especially since their walls are...
They're going to have to...
really
I mean, their best
amazing.
bet's going to be now to set traps and thin them.
Their best bet is going to be to find that semi and drive it away, blowing the horn.
That's true. That's true.
Because that's what brought them all there in the first place.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to get ugly in town. I mean, it's already ugly in town. They're going to clean up a bunch of bodies.
I can't wait to see when Rick and the gang get back to find out, the wolves. I'm sure Rick had a good idea, because Rick was like, I hear gunshots or whatever, and thought that was just them cleaning up zombies. Had no idea that the town was being invaded until, he got jumped in the van. And now that he's wiped them all out, I think he realizes what's going on, and, and he can't do anything about it because he's trapped. The horde is there. He can't get out. He can't make it.
He's screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that. That the wolves, the dudes, the 5 dudes that jumped the van were the ones that Morgan let go. And I mean, yeah, it's Morgan's fault, but can we blame him?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done it. That's the truth.
We're seeing the repercussions of having human qualities in this world, because not only did we get it really hard from Glenn, being the moral compass, now we're seeing the after effects of Morgan from, was it the finale, last season finale?
What I don't know what's
Morgan in the car and the...
Oh, yeah. They got the photos.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
He's done more harm to this town than good.
He certainly has.
He did help defend it, but still.
Yes,
I know. And he won't kill any of them. Michonne had to do that. But that was last week.
Carol.
Or Carol. Yeah, Carol.
Although Michonne wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, did you want to see blade skills? What is it with your puny machete?
You know who's really behind it? Poochie, the Elder God. He's behind it all. This is Punisher for mankind for not worshipping. Watch as the god runs on spikes through lava, destroying enemies, collecting coins for his amusement.
There are no coins in Yoshi's Woolly World.
Shut up, I'm doing a bit. And on that note.
Yeah. I'm so... I don't know what to say. This episode hit me hard. Especially since I think that...
It's the intention. It's that it was intended to hit hard.
Yeah.
So... It was rough. It certainly was. It was meant to be a rough episode, and the worst is yet to come.
Yeah, because you still have a fucking horde of thousands of zombies left to deal with.
Yeah, so basically everything that they've been trying to accomplish in the last 3 episodes didn't really get very much. They got half the horde away. I mean, they took a significant chunk of the horde away. Don't get me wrong. That was a lot of zombies. They also started
at a gigantic deficit.
Yeah. But I mean, I think they said it on The Talking Dead, like, when they were all in the quarry, why not just pour kerosene over them and set it on fire? Like, that seems like a much better plan to me.
Yeah.
I think also it's you want to do something that's not going to draw more walkers to the area. Which a giant fire burning for
A giant fire is going to get rid of this massive horde of zombies, and if it brings an extra 100 or whatever, taking out like a couple thousand, like that's...
But weren't we just talking about how we're not sure, fire is not an efficient way of killing?
Yeah, I mean, it slows them down even more than they are now, so maybe it wouldn't have exactly killed them, but it would have prevented them from doing half of the crap that they're doing, and I'm sure it would have killed some of them.
I think what they need to do is take up castle siege tactics
Yeah.
You know, have the burning oil ready.
Well,
at
I
the
mean,
top
that
of
would
the
have been
wall's
that would have
height.
been nice when they still had the tower.
Yeah.
They don't have the tower anymore. That thing
Yeah.
fell.
Just some ladders and some hot grease from Carol's kitchen.
Yeah.
Melt the zombie's brains out.
Too bad. What's it? The medieval thing?
Siege ladders?
No, the black stuff that burns really quickly or easily.
Gunpowder?
Not tar. No, it's like a goopy thing.
Oh, okay.
But I just have to say on Talking Dead, oh my god, it was so nice to see Damon Lindelof on there. Like, Damon Lindelof is actually one of my idols. And to just see him sitting there and talking about it as a fan and not really talking too much as, you know, like a creator, like a writer, you know, producer, anything like that. It was kind of refreshing. Like, he did kind of go into that a little bit, but you notice he dodged it, like a lot of the Lost stuff when he was directly asked the correlation between, you know, Charlie and Glenn and, you know, how that, and he was just like, he literally danced around the question by not answering it. And it was great. I don't know, I loved it because I like seeing that as a fan of him, watching this as a fan and not trying to overanalyze it too. You know, from a writer's perspective. And that was just so refreshing to me. I loved it.
Yeah, it was nice. It's Pitch, by the way. I remember what it was. Pitch. Anyway.
Thanks. Let's wrap that show up.
All right. So next... Hearing the title of this episode now makes me so fucking angry.
Thank you.
The last thing that Nicholas says. He says thank you. It's like, no! Fuck you, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me kill you.
He technically didn't say it.
He said it.
Did he say it? I thought he mouthed it.
No, he
mouthed
said...
it.
I heard the words.
Oh, maybe he did say
I'm pretty sure he said thank you.
Yeah.
As he shot himself.
I thought he mouthed it. I could be wrong.
Next week... Yeah, I don't know. It was traumatic. I don't remember. Next week, Here's Not Here. I don't...
Read the synopsis.
It's by far the best. And I mean, we were talking about how I surprised you with it last week.
I'm hanging on the edge of my seat.
Short and stupid. A new face appears. Trust issues for him.
Zombies, blah, blah, blah. You're going to watch it anyway. Shut up.
It's true. That those should be their official synopsises from now on. The synopsis should be, do you really want us to fucking spoil this for you? No. Shut up and sit down.
What I want it to be, though, is that it's not an actual person. It's just like a face appears in someone's wall somewhere, like in Carl's room. It's like, hey, Carl. It's like Zordon.
Carl.
Coral.
Zordon, you're real? No, you're tripping balls, dude.
Coral, stay in the house.
Mushrooms you find in the backyard.
Coral, stay in the house.
Coral. Anyway.
And stop touching your pee-pee.
The promo we see is, all of it is Morgan. All of it is Morgan.
I'm hoping we get Morgan backstory.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I want Zen.
And you know they do that. They always do that. They switch it up just because you want to know about Glenn now. So you're like, oh, gotta tune in, Glenn. Glenn. Nope, here's a whole episode about another character.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this one. I don't know.
I'm okay with this one, too.
I want to meet his Yoda.
I do, too.
Deep.
So, yeah. Dom, where can the people find you?
You can find me in Alexandria or down below at Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
Do.
It's a lovely colonial, by the way. You should really
Thanks.
be proud of that.
I am. Do you see?
Oh.
I got a pumpkin right there.
Yeah. Perfect for the season.
Yep.
Well played.
John?
I mean, I'm right next to you. You can find me right next to her. Also at No More on Twitter.
You can find me at Cleomoto on the socials and on Twitch at The Cleomoto. You can find all of us at ASOTV Podcasts on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts. Like, when is it coming? It's killing me.
You never know.
never know. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. And maybe it won't hurt so much, but who are we kidding? It definitely will.
It will. Because it'll be Morgan.
You be praised.
I'm taking your video games away.
No, they're mine.